Hello, everybody. My name is Cassandra, and welcome to my temple. Today I'm going to be talking about your filthy fucking mouth. Sorry, that I came on very strong. This might be your first time watching me, and I'm sorry. I take it back. I take it back. Anywho's, I did a mushrooms trip a couple weeks ago, and it was a fantastic trip. It was everything I intended it to be. I have been avoiding doing mushrooms, even though my spirit was like, just do a little trip. And I'm like, no, because I really don't like not being sober. I really like being sober, but using psilocybin in an intentional way has been incredibly beneficial for me. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe I should give it like a code word. The fun guys. Chilling with the fun guys. I'd been avoiding it for a while, and I finally was like, okay, let me get all my shit together. Let me clean the house. Let me sit down and journal all of my questions and just get myself in a really good mental space so that I can receive the insight and the wisdom that always comes when I do these fun guys intentionally. I took them in a tea. I didn't eat the mush after. It was just steeped in tea, and I used butterfly pea flower tea, which also had lemongrass in it, and it was actually quite nice. I didn't get any headaches. I didn't have a hard time falling asleep later. It was a really good trip and decision overall. So I took the tea, and it was 3 grams. I'm experienced. I've done them multiple times at this point. I sat outside on my terrace and I just looked at the sky. And basically, so looking up at the sky, of course, I'm having open eye visuals. There are just light patterns happening all over the sky. And I just felt the mushroom's presence, like looking at me, completely evaluating where my spirit was and just like looking at me. And I felt so seen and like relaxed and in very, very good hands. And they're like, relax, we're going to heal you. Basically, what they told me was that I had been creating so much confusion and negativity in my life with my mouth. Okay? With my mouth talking about me. All right? With my mind as well, because that's where it starts. When you start thinking of yourself in a negative way, you start saying things. You start saying things about yourself out loud. I'm not good at this. I suck at this. Blah, 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 blah. Just filthy mouthed. And I had been that way for a few months, and I had just gotten in this way. And yeah, the mushrooms were like pretty much like, your mouth is filthy. We need to cleanse you. Speaking some of these negative things out loud was one of the things that I knew I wasn't supposed to do, but I did anyway. I really learned that lesson that day, that like the reason why I got to that place of just feeling really negative, feeling really bad about myself, not understanding why, but just feeling really, really bad, was because I had been poisoning myself with my words. And also poisoning my mind and poisoning my whole self, my whole being, because of the way I was thinking of myself. Since that day, I have been so much better. I've been feeling so much better because I'm realizing that when I am not aware of what's going on in my mind and I'm so absorbed in the story of myself, I will just be on autopilot with my thoughts. And being on autopilot with negative thoughts is just one of the worst feelings ever. And it feels true is the worst part. It's like, why can't I tell myself the truth? It's the truth, you know. And that was the thing for me. It was that I thought what I was thinking about myself was the truth. Okay, so that was another thing. That was another part of the mushrooms trip, was that smiling at the truth of who you are, rejoicing in the truth of who you are. That is the spiritual practice, rejoicing in the truth, period. It's really important that we understand the truth of who we are and remind ourselves of the truth of who we are, because if you really knew, if you really did that work, if you really changed your mind, and our minds create everything. Our minds create our entire experience because everything is random, right? Everything is random until it has a story, until it has a thought behind it. We're in a chaotic mess if we don't have our thoughts, right? So understanding how powerful your mind is, knowing that it dictates your entire experience, every feeling you feel, every thought you think, it's all coming from your mind. And I believe that the mind is a combination of your physical body. I feel like your physical body is an extension of the mind. They are not separate. Your emotions are tied to your body. Everything is connected. Mind, body, spirit. It's all one. But I like to call it mind because that tends to be the place where if we can change that, everything else changes. So I don't know if I would have had that mindset shift without the mushrooms. I think I had gotten to such a point with so much momentum with the negativity that I was sort of on this runaway train. And the fun guys really, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I need sometimes, because I will get really solid in my mental structure, and I can try to create myself out of it, but I really needed help. I'm so grateful that I had that experience. And I remember sitting outside just looking at the sky, like just feeling immense gratitude for what these mushrooms were doing for me. And I just remember asking like, why are you so good? Like, why are you doing this for me? And I got the most simple and profound answer that I could not have thought of myself. And it was just, because you asked. Because you asked. And I did ask. I sat down at my altar and I was like, this is what I need. This is what I want. I need clarity on this. Please help me. Please help me. Like, I didn't know what else to do because I was in such a state of negative, like I needed help. And there is such a deeply ingrained spiritual thing in asking for what you need, in praying. Because certain things cannot intervene in your life without you asking. And I'm the same way. I'm the same exact way with other people. I will not intervene in your business. I will not help you unless you ask me to. Because it is spiritually out of alignment with me to go and try to help people when they didn't ask. I've tried that. I was a teenager once. I tried helping people. I tried saving people. I learned my lesson. I do not do that anymore. And I feel the same exact thing goes for the spirit realm. You have to ask for help in order for them to help you. So as someone who can be cynical about words and thoughts and the impact of them, or the consequences of thoughts and words and deeds, thinking that they don't matter, they do. They do matter. And I really understood that on this healing journey. And I've been so much better about my thoughts and my words since then. And I've really felt a shift in my energy. And I just wanted to share that with you guys because, man, was I saying mean, awful shit about myself. Here's another thing I want to say. It's that we all have creative energy. And when that creative energy isn't told what to do, it will create stories. It'll create stories. It'll create stories that feel good. It'll create stories that feel bad. But there's just a lot of creating that can happen when we are not conscious about how we're using our creative energy. And that's what I'm really understanding about negative thoughts. It's like, I'm bored. I'm bored. So I'm just using these creative thoughts, this creative energy to create these mean, awful stories about myself. So it's just excess energy. And when I'm just by myself, left to my own devices, my creative energy is going toward those stories, making me go crazy, making me spiral out of control. And it got to a point where I didn't know my left foot from my right, so to speak. So the bottom line is really become aware of yourself, your mind, your words. Be conscious about what words you want to say about yourself. And say the things that you want to come true. Because your creative energy hears what you're saying about yourself. You hear you. You see you, right? If you see yourself behaving a certain kind of way, if you hear yourself speaking a kind of way, you're going to act accordingly. So speak and visualize the things you want. And don't put so much weight onto it. You know, like some people take this too seriously and they're like, oh, if I think a negative thought, then it's going to happen immediately. No. How I think about it is it's a feeling. Whatever you're thinking creates a feeling, and that feeling affects you. So just think things that make you feel good. If you haven't heard of Abraham Hicks, go to town. Go on Spotify, go on YouTube, listen to some Abraham Hicks, because that'll get your mind in a much more positive way. And that's what Abraham Hicks is all about. It's just thinking positively and feeling good, and how that is the jumping off point for a good life, essentially. So I think that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you guys want from me. Like, let me know what kind of videos you guys want to hear or see from me, what you want me to talk about, because I have ideas. Like I could just fart videos out, but I want to actually, give something that you might actually want. So just let me know, like, what you like to hear me talk about and stuff. So, all right. I'll see you in the next one.